Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It is.
Lots of frivolity and revelry and lots of stuff going on. And my kid getting sick and giving me his cold, which is always nice.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's before we're gone. Normally, that's the old
You
tradition.
get it during the vacation.
Well, I went
you used
years
to
without.
Do you remember how we would get it the day vacation started?
Mm-hmm.
Sickness would lay in.
Yes.
And now, at least you're getting it early.
Yeah, and I don't think it's that bad. I think it's just, and sometimes with me, it can also be the way I sleep at night. If I'd like to, if you looked inside the mask, the sexy CPAP mask that I still wear, even with my weight loss, I wear this, and this is the way I slept last night. Because last night, I was watching a movie, and right before I wrapped it up, I felt this tickle right back in my sinuses. And then I just, it got worse and worse, and then I slept all night like this. My mouth agape. My
Doesn't your mask hold your mouth shut a little bit?
No. How would a mask hold my mouth shut?
If it's all around your mouth and nose.
You were prescribed with one, and it was too uncomfortable, so you chose not to wear it.
You wear it
still
now?
have he doesn't wear it.
Oh, I thought you got healthy and started wearing it.
Actually, since the weight loss, and I'm still down from where I was, I don't snore anymore. So and also it was uncomfortable. It was keeping me
So your sleep
awake.
apnea went away?
Yeah. I don't have fat throat anymore.
I'm sure that's not... Sleep apnea doesn't just go away, Rob.
Fat throat goes away.
Yeah, but I think sleep apnea, in my case, is due to a
It might. I don't
nose
think it
break
does.
from when I played hockey. So
This is
I've
true.
got one side that's a little... If I go like this, there's no,
That has
I never
nothing to
got it
do
fixed.
with your weight. Sleep apnea. There's skinny sleep apnea guys. I know that for sure.
Yes, but I was actually told.
I'm not talking about you, Rob. I'm talking about Mike. I've moved on.
Oh, okay.
I was told that by a doctor up in Virginia that it's one of the worst deviated septums that he'd ever seen. And I said to him, well, that's because all that blow that I did in the 1980s.
That's funny.
But no, it's what it is. And I made when he explained to me what they would have to do to straighten it out, cosmetically, I'm okay with it. And I was worried because at the time that he told me that, I was worried about getting the whole nose thing because I really was paranoid about whether I'd be able to do the same impressions. Not regular voice.
The instrument.
Yeah. The instrument. I didn't, and I still feel that way. Although it would be interesting. I've always thought perhaps because my nose, when it was broken by a name I will remember, and this is from the 1970s, a guy by the name of Joe Hendrickson, had hair down to his shoulders, and he missed my stick and he broke my nose. And it went this way. That's the way it went. And I always thought, what if I really just took the ball of my hand here, and as hard as I can, I busted it back the other way.
It would fix it. My father had a deviated septum. He had that accident where we allege my mom pushed him, and his nose is now straight.
I hate to stop the show. I got a lot prepared here, but I don't believe we have ever been blessed with the story of your mother breaking your father's nose. I don't think so. That might have been on your previous show.
Was it in a hardware store?
This was during the it was outside the hardware store in Olney, Maryland, where I had to rush to the hospital.
Rob? We've heard it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But the allegation of a push came after we knew he was going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And we joke about it during the holidays because my dad says, my nose is straight now. Thanks to your mom's push down the stairs.
Because it's straightened out. So I think about that.
Yes.
And how many movies have we seen where the most famous one, The Original Longest Yard, where the guy breaks his nose during a game and Burt Reynolds comes over and goes like that. And,
it actually can happen, Mike. It's probably not prescribed, but it can happen.
Well, this one's the one with the tickle is the one that's been all the problems and stuff like that. And I don't want to take like a nasal spray or anything, but listen to me. I sound fine, so I am fine.
When you broke your nose, wasn't your dad less than empathetic?
It was, you know what? I suppose if I go back and I look at it, it was denial from my dad.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was that particular day. If you want to talk about contributing to my general sense of self-esteem, this is an absolute truth. I broke my nose in the corner at Glastonbury Arena during a hockey practice. We were practicing, and I think we were going to play Rockville the next game. And we had a very vigorous practice. And this drill, I don't even know if there's a name for it, was you throw a puck into the corner, and a right winger, me, goes into the corner with a defenseman, Joe Hendrickson, and the drill is you fight for the puck, and whoever comes out with the puck is the winner. It's a great drill. I mean, it really teaches you how to hustle and get into the puck. And so we were both about the same speed, end to end. We were both some of the faster players on my team, and we reached the top of the right zone face-off circle about the same time. And that's when I got a little leg on Joe, and he went to what's called poke check. So when you poke check, you take your hockey stick and you lift up the other guy's stick. That's what a poke check is.
Okay.
And it's done constantly. If you watch a hockey game, they're doing it all the time. You're lifting the other guy's stick off the puck so you can get the puck. And he went very vigorously to lift up my stick, and he missed. And the recoil came right across my face and busted my nose immediately. And as anyone who's ever had a bad break of their nose, when you break your nose, you really bleed.
It's a gusher.
If it gets you there, it's a true gusher. And I was bleeding to the extent where I left a trail of blood going out to center ice, where Coach Mulcahy was running the practice.
Jocularity.
And he said, quote, "O'Mara, you're bleeding all over the ice. Get off the ice."
Oh, God. How
That's
nice.
it. Not stopping practice.
Don't mess up my ice.
Not stopping practice. And where there were supplies, towels namely, was up at the top. You had to go up. The Whalers had the New England Whalers at the time, or maybe it was the Hartford Whalers. I think it was the New England Whalers, had a locker room up at the top. And so I went up the stairs, and the locker room door was – I'm bleeding still, by the way.
Yeah.
And the locker room door was locked.
Oh, how nice.
And we didn't have any towels in our bottom high school locker room. So I went down, and then finally somebody, an assistant, water boy, whatever, found a towel, told me to sit on the end of the bench. So I went on the end of the wooden bench, lay down backwards, and for the duration of the practice, I had my head back with a towel on it. And then by the time practice was over, I wasn't bleeding anymore, and I went home. And that's I don't know if it was really even a discussion where I was advocating or not advocating for it. I just know that it's not broken. And my father's word in my house was the law, so it wasn't broken. And I guess when I came down to breakfast the next day with two black eyes, nothing much was said about it. Oh,
a better generation, Mike.
Yeah.
Tougher
A better,
generation.
yeah. Like, can you imagine
the
going
second greatest generation?
You go to bed with a broken nose.
Yeah.
Or in my case, I went to bed with a broken arm.
Yes.
And I remember waking up the next morning.
And you have a couple of decades on me. I have a couple of decades on you, which means
but it's,
your tough generation is a little later than mine because
mine was forged in the Andes Mountains. Like,
and
it's
that's
a different,
because
different
the
story.
The third world mentality was a tougher mentality.
My mentality was don't get hurt or else you get in trouble. So you wouldn't tell your parents when you got hurt because
God takes the weak.
Borderline
It's true.
that
Yeah.
with my old man too.
Yeah.
Something I have I am not proud of.
Yeah.
Not proud at all. That and what he's
don't
saying
bring me
is
your problems.
you get your father would get angry.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
he
hurt
would get
yourself.
mad.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
That's right,
it was
Seth.
something you did
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I did it once, and I've mentioned this before when I was working at the Christmas tree stand and nearly cut my arm off with a bow saw after I'd been told not to play with the bow saw. So I just jammed. It was a cut between my thumb and my index finger, and it was bleeding like crazy. And I'm outside at the stand, so I just jammed my hand in my pocket and let it, try to stop bleeding. My hand eventually got sort of stuck in my pocket because it scabbed in my pocket. And it's not a very clean environment. It definitely should have been attended to, but I didn't want to get yelled at, so I didn't tell anybody.
It's but even when you tell that story, it's gross.
I mean, you deserve it. You did it to
Scabbed.
yourself.
It didn't.
Mike was
scab.
playing
it
hockey.
Just clotted.
Yeah, well,
I was
did
just
not-
being a
I
kid.
didn't play sports. I was working. Okay, sorry.
It's
At the sawmill.
You didn't not play sports because you were working.
No,
You
I
didn't play sports because you didn't want to. Don't say
That's
that
exactly
you didn't play
right.
sports.
And remember,
'cause you
I
were
was
working.
very active in theater.
That's right.
We
Theater
all
sports.
had our outlets.
But all our all our parents, they didn't care. Rob's dad left. My dad was just upset because he's like, this is going to cost money.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to be put upon it. And I'm fine with that. I actually, there's a part of me, and I don't know if I'm proud of it or not, but I'm like, oh, God, Santos. Man, you're making this now our problem. And it's like, he's a dog, for God's
Look
sake.
at the way
it's
you
true.
treat your dog. You treat your kid the same way. You would
Yeah.
treat your kid the same way. However, I must say that the only serious, the most serious injury, he's had a few, any kid does, the most serious was when, I think I told the story about Michael at the...
Jump around.
At the, what's it
Moon
called?
bounce.
The speed zone or whatever
Yeah.
they call those places. It was a trampoline park. And an older kid, this is 3 years ago? I think so. A 9-year-old, 2 years older,
Mouse breather.
smashed into him so hard that he busted a tooth on my son's head.
Known mouth breather.
And I got the call, and I remember
Not your
going to the speed zone or whatever. What the hell was the name of that joint? I wish I
It's
remembered it. We didn't
bounce
go.
around.
Bounce house. It's a bounce house.
It's
not
a
bounce
room
house.
full of
It's
trampolines.
It's a room full of trampolines.
Yes.
There's a name for it, but I forgot what. And I see the two
House of
emergency
Pain.
vehicles outside this place. And then I
Fentanyl
walk
fun.
in and I see a
Jump around.
big towel or bandage or something wrapped around my son's head.
Worst.
And then by the time we got to the emergency room, because they asked us if we wanted an ambulance, I said, no, we'll take them ourselves.
No.
That was the beginning of it, where I'm getting kind of... And then when I'm sitting there, it was gone. All the sympathy was gone. But at the time, I was really
You're scared. Yeah.
freaked out. But
Screwed.
I do, when people get sick or there's any real problem, my initial reaction, it's a form of narcissism. I think my reaction
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
is anger or
I think my
frustration.
father was more like, this is going to cost me time and money to figure out.
Do you
what
really
to do.
believe that, or do you think maybe just the annoyance of him feeling concern for you? That's what it might really be us.
Yeah.
Well, this is the difference between the three dads and responses family-wise. He's a doctor,
Okay.
so he can assess how,
What the
much of a problem it is and the cost
That's
to the family.
financially,
That's true.
Yes. And as an immigrant family, you didn't want to add more to, the overall overhead of having three mouths and
Yeah.
a flotilla.
That makes
So,
sense because my dad never completed his medical degree.
And my old man lost his mother when he was 6 years old.
Yeah, well,
and lost
they
his
were
father
hardened.
at 14
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
They were hardened.
14 or
They
15.
they didn't know enough. But I remember
Raised by spinster aunts, by the way.
Oh, I love
My
the
s-
word spinster. It's a great word.
my sister had like a flank steak on my arm. We were trying to hide the fact that I had hurt myself
Right.
because when we used to get bruises, the steak would mitigate the bruise. So we were found out when my brother and sister were tending to me in our bedroom because we shared a bedroom, the three of us, and they had a flank steak on my arm.
Did
And-
your doctor father approve the flank steak method, or is
No,
it just something?
my mom came in. She's like, "What's happening?" And there was a steak on my arm. My shirt was off. I was a little kid, and they're like, "Oh, we're just playing doctor." I think my sister said to my mom,
'Cause
she's
they're
like, "Wait a
scared, too.
second," because
Yeah.
they're scared too.
And then when was the discovery made?
I think my mom just kind of walked away, and then my dad came home, and they said, "Hey, the kids are playing doctor, and they're with a flank steak." And he walked in. He's like, "Oh, you really did hurt yourself, but let's see what it's like in the morning." So
So he assessed the arm in the morning.
he assessed the arm. He goes, "We'll talk about it in the morning."
And Mike,
And-
for
and
dinner,
then-
they had London broil, and it tasted like arm. Sad.
Yeah, they cooked the meat.
Tastes like
Nothing
a
goes
Bolivian
to
cake.
waste in a Bolivian
no,
home.
no. That and kidneys. Make
So
it
the
happen.
following, this is not something like the nose break where you can just sort of let it go, right? You were assessed in the morning, and
Yeah, in the morning.
Then what happened?
Well, no, I went to school is what happened, and in pain, and then
The day after.
the day after, because I remember walking to the bus stop, and then
Throbbing.
and then the
Crying.
school nurse assessed and said, "Oh no, you've got a broken arm," and then
You walked
that's
to the school bus as your arm was knitting incorrectly.
yeah. I remember I couldn't hold my little backpack because it hurt too much, so I had to use my weak arm. I remember
Forearm
being-
break?
No, it was
Up in the upper arm?
Yeah, up in the upper arm. Ooh. Yeah, it was terrible.
And it was, Mike, very expensive because that backpack was full of oranges that he was going to sell.
How dare you? How dare you?
God. My
This
God.
America, Rob the racist. I give you
just a
his
show.
inner id.
That's
A
just a
teacher
joke.
confirmed the break.
Yes.
Did you have in your little kid's brain at that point any conception that it was a broken arm?
No, because when your dad,
just
who's a
think it
doctor, is
really
like,
hurts.
oh man, I really messed that up.
Do you know
Right.
that nowadays, if that were to happen, how fast they would send CPS to your house?
Absolutely, 100%. It
Yes,
would be social
right away.
services. How did it get broken? So the teacher discovered, the nurse or the teacher?
The teacher said, "Go see the nurse. You're wincing too much." I was probably annoying the
Wincing?
teacher.
And then you go to the nurse.
Yes, and I said, my father's a doctor." He said, "It's okay," and she said, "Where's your father a doctor?" I said, "At the World Health Organization," and she says, "Well, he's not in a hospital. I think he's wrong."
What a great nurse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then she said, "I think your arm's broken," and then they took me to Holy Cross Hospital.
That's a
From
good
the
outfit.
school.
Yeah, and she drove me in her little station wagon.
Was mom or dad, when did they
couldn't
get
be
involved?
reached. They couldn't be reached. So
This is the
Wow.
boy. This is a window. I don't know if I remember this story. This is a window into your
Yeah.
soul right here.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
'cause
think
they
he's
don't have
told
cell
why your
phones,
soul
right?
is full of gadgets.
they don't have cell phones.
This
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah,
so
I
they-
just remember not being picked up for Holy Cross at like the evening once work was over.
They couldn't call her at the beauty parlor where she worked?
Well, I didn't know the number. I was a little kid.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay, forgive me.
Yeah.
So you're all day and into the evening.
Yeah, I was.
You get the bone. You have a cast on it.
I have a cast on my arm, and then they were able to get my dad, and he said he picked me up after school, and then they just put me in a playroom. I remember that with my cast.
At the hospital?
Yeah, and he came with his
With
insurance
all
card
the
and everything. Yeah,
germ-covered toys.
How old were you when this was going down?
I was probably 5.
Little boy, little
Oh,
tiny
my
boy.
Whatever kid I was. I remember it was first grade, kindergarten, something like that.
Yeah.
And by the way, if that nurse hadn't intervened or the teacher, you'd be talking like this.
No, I'd be rookie of the year. I'd have superpowers.
Oh, super strength. It
Superpowered.
knitted in a new way where he could throw the
Wow.
ball at 200 miles an hour.
And here I am complaining about a little nose break thing because we were talking about sleep apnea. I mean, come on, really? I mean, it's a different world now.
It's made me who I am today.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything has changed because back then, Mike, if you had gotten the corrective surgery, I know you would have asked to have a nose like Morgan Fairchild, and you would
100%.
I know
I
who
was
that
thinking
is.
about a nip and a tuck today. I was thinking about how, the weight loss is it's mitigated by the, gobble, gobble, gobble neck.
Yeah.
Which really, God rest his soul. I remember when RJ lost all the weight.
Yes.
And he had the same fat man neck that I
Yeah.
had, where so much weight was down in here and the skin is just, this is the, I'm fine with my body. I don't want to say fine, but, and there's more to go,
Yes.
There's more to go.
Mike, you have to love yourself
Yes.
before anybody can love you.
It's right. If you want to,
You know that's never going to happen. Why the hell should that happen? But I think I do. I think my behavior has shown I love myself.
Sure.
That
sometimes twice.
I don't know.
But I do see what you're saying. Like if a kid went to school, and then they had to go to the hospital with the school nurse,
Social services.
Yeah.
and then like in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock. What's the story? But back then, I mean, it just was what it was.
With
And
Carrie,
maybe, I don't
it's
know, this is going to
mandated.
piss people off. And
What's that?
maybe schools taking more responsibility than they do now. Would that be right? I mean, isn't it kind of like now cover your ass, cover your ass, cover your ass,
100%.
cover your ass?
Yeah, liability. There's no way that with respect to the nurse, it's not because the nurses don't care, but they would be like, well, what's the liability of me putting them in my car? Or what if I
100%.
You know
drive
that
them?
our
Or-
fifth grade
100%.
teacher,
No?
our fifth grade teacher hosted a party for her class at her house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would ever happen nowadays?
Oh, no.
No,
To have
I don't
all
think
those
it would.
students at your home? No way.
I think
No.
it's terrible. I think, but at the same time, yeah. And the kids are aware of it. My 10-year-old jokes about it all the
Yeah.
time. Dad, that's child abuse. It's hysterical. He laid that on me when he was 9 years old, And I said, where did you hear about it? And he's like, I'm just kidding. And big grin, big evil grin on his face when he says it, Like, it was just
doing shtick, Papa.
He does shtick all the time. He really does.
Didn't he say that while you were waiting at the Minute Clinic?
He goes to his Gammies last night. And Wednesday's his night to stay with his grandmother, and it was a big night, and really excited because he was going to make Christmas cookies with his grandmother. And I'm trying desperately to remember. He comes out today with a plate of Christmas cookies to drop off in the car, and I'm picking him up and taking him to school.
Did they look like ashtrays?
No, they were really nice, simple sugar, and the little ones that have the M&Ms on top. Those great ones.
Sure.
I just for some reason think of a grandmother, and then I can just see a grandmother making Christmas cookies that look like ashtrays. Just 'cause
Yeah, like the grandmother in 16 Candles.
Yes.
With a really long ash on her cigarette. Sure.
His line was something like, Dad, you can't help yourself. Or something along the lines that don't touch the cookies, but more sophisticated than that.
Yeah.
That, you have to maintain willpower
some
or something like
self-control
that.
or something like
That
that.
I
Yeah.
did, by the way.
Yeah.
Even after drop off, but I did a lot of these as I'm driving. Even with as successful I've been, I'm driving like this, and I'm going,
Yeah.
and I'm just looking at it.
What about those cookies?
Yeah.
Did you
I
put
love
them-
a Christmas cookie right now.
Did you hold
I
them
would
down
too,
with a
because it's
seatbelt?
that
Jesus
time of year.
Christ.
It's that
Yeah.
time of year where
Yeah.
you're sitting there and you look at the Christmas and you can eat it, and you can eat them at 6:00 in the morning for breakfast. And my mind went here. This is how I looked when I looked at them. I said, in the past, I would have had 8 or 9 driving back from my kid's school. I would have come into this studio like this.
May I give you a window into my soul?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Since it's Christmas and the holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Yesterday, the building, after this entire renovation, this glorious place, and now that they've built, they had a massive holiday celebration on the first floor where they had it completely catered. And they sent a nice invitation out. They gave big gift boxes to all the tenants. And I think the only person that made it to that party, because we were busy yesterday, just with work, was Mac.
That's me.
Mag, you went to
Yes.
the party.
I did go to the
What
party.
was the spread?
Yeah,
It
tell us about
was so we had steak,
Listen to
chicken,
him. It's chicken.
He led with the
some
proteins.
tiny potatoes,
Yes.
like bite-sized potatoes. There
it was a feast.
Shrimp.
There was multiple salads, like a spread of like diced. I think it was like ham and turkey and cheese. They
Charcuterie.
had cocktail shrimp and a whole plate of sweets like cookies, different types of cookies, like fruit cookies and all that.
You know what's
Pastries.
great? Of all the people we could have in that control room, he's the only person under the age of 60 that would ever say sweets.
Sweets.
A plate
I
of
think
sweets.
you're absolutely sweets. And when you say the diced ham, I think
That's not
immediately
right.
of the ham that goes into an omelet. Are you
No,
talking
he's
about diced? Are you talking
sliced.
about cubed ham, like cubed that,
Yeah.
that you would, a ham and cheese platter, that type of thing?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, and
I
how
didn't-
was the traffic at the party? Was it a good turnout?
Oh yeah, there was like a good 25 people there.
Yeah.
Were there any lovelies there that you could flirt with?
I don't know. I didn't stay long enough because as soon as I got my food and sat down, I got called right back up.
Oh, okay.
Who
you had a
called you?
big plate of food.
Ford.
Ford.
There was a broadcast going on. I was needed, so I'm like, okay,
Ford.
You have a
Did you
text
bring your
message
food
from
with you?
Ford.
I did.
Ford.
I did.
When I asked Mac, I said, "This is like 3:00 and we're just getting to lunch." I was like, "Oh my god, we missed the lunch downstairs." He goes, "I didn't."
Did you get any of the leftovers? Did you get any food?
It was done.
It was picked clean.
It was done. Yeah.
Like a
no
radio
more
station
sweets.
kitchen when something would come in.
Yeah.
I
Noodles
remember
and
radio
company.
stations when they would bring in, and radio stations, the one thing about it, this is during my, I call it the ramp to fatness, as I was getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and I would, always try different diets, and it would just seem whenever whenever I began or even had like a week or two of success, that's when suddenly the floodgates would open and they would bring and I'm talking about, what's the shows that would it be the Junkies that used to bring in the best chow, right? I think they did.
Yeah, they had the palm come in the morning all the time.
Afternoon drive, not so much, you know? I mean, it would be like and we were just, they'd bring in pizza, Noodles and Company.
Noodles and
Company all the time.
Fairfax. Yeah.
And when you would get there, if you didn't get there within the first half hour, 45 minutes, it was just like birds. It was birds flocking into the green room and just scarfing down everything. That's the way it worked.
Did they follow the policy, though, which was Don and Mike eat first?
That was a producer, Lisa Herndon, God love her, who Lisa Herndon said when we had a promotion going with, I don't know, some kind of giveaway where we had 20 people out in the hallway, and I walk around the corner, and I'm the first one that hears it, where she's going down and she goes, Don and Mike eat first. She was thin. She didn't know what a stigma that was
painful,
for fat guys, you know?
Yeah.
Is there anything like that?
Yeah, we know.
Please,
they're hungry.
The pigs go to the trough first.
Get it.
But anyway, it was,
So I say, what do you mean you went? He goes, yeah, I went. I said, well, what was it like? He goes, I'd like to know. I'm sure Charlie Brennan would like to know. Like, all these people that pay the least would like to know.
Mac, did you recognize anybody at this party?
No, I did not.
All right. Were there any good-looking people, like from a law firm or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different. But Mac, in fairness to him, that's why I said he's the Mr. Bean of the world, of our world, where he's got the confidence of just. I don't even know where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the blue bud mentality. Maybe it's he summers in Majorca. I don't know, but it's. I said, what did you do? He goes, I went down, I fixed a plate, and then I sat down at one of the banquet tables. And then as soon as I sat down, Rob Ford called me and said I had to come back up. So I picked up my plate and walked right out, got on the elevator, and then brought my food up. And I said, I don't know any other young man that would ever just boldly go into a room where he knows nobody.
Is that the power of food, Mac?
A little bit.
There you
Free
go.
Food is very good to do that.
What do you, now we're on the subject of you, and we have a couple of minutes here. I'd like to know what is the normal plan for the Macintosh Christmas festivities?
It's Christmas at my parents, who are in the area. It's typically just close family, just my brother, sister-in-law, and now my new niece, and so it's just very close.
Your brother-in-law's your brother-in-law's kid.
My brother's kid.
Your brother's kid and
My
your
brother
sister-in-law.
Is
They've had a baby.
Sister-in-laws. They had a baby.
Oh,
yes.
that's congratulations to them.
Thank you.
That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
She's 1.5, and she's adorable.
Oh, that's great. That's fun. So that's
They
expanding
met at
the family.
Tennis Pros and Golf Hose Park.
It was
they met
actually
in
the
college.
banquet afterwards. It was a free banquet for all people in the tennis
pros
tournament.
and hoes.
And so in around lunchtime, we have people, my aunt on my mom's side, come over for a little bit of a brunch. And then at night, we go to my dad's brother's place with a bunch of cousins. So it's a lot to do.
A lot of Macintoshes.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's on your Christmas list?
I said this before. I am looking for some new moccasins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
I thought you were just making a joke. You just really moccasins.
Well, that's my roam around the condo shoes. Like I take off my shoes, put on my moccasins. But they're a little bit worn out, so I need a new replacement.
How much roaming do you do in that condo?
I don't know.
I've never heard of a moccasin that won't be worn out.
I mean, it's after like four years since the last time I replaced them.
Yeah, he gets to get his steps in, and I think that those, and I'll call them moccasins. I think the moccasins are probably worn.
Moccasins.
They're probably worn from the inside out. I
Yeah.
don't think that you're going to see a lot of wear on the sole, but you're going to see a lot of matched down fleece. That's what
Yeah,
you're
okay.
gonna see.
Is there
Yes.
fleece or like fake
It's
fur
it's like
inside?
sheepskin.
Sheepskin, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
it's the mo-
So
it's the
the-
real fuzzy moccasin. I get it.
Yeah, it's the fuzzy moccasins, but the fuzz is dissipating, and now it's just the skin.
Dissipating.
The
Would you-
all like leather.
Would you describe your feet as sweaty?
No, not abnormally.
What size shoe do you wear?
11.
Oh, he's got
That's
some.
bigger than I thought. I
got
have
some
like
brick
I
kickers.
wear
wear-
a 9. Yeah.
The primary mode of footwear, and I think at this party with 40-somethings that I went to, there were 9 or 10 guys wearing Hey Dudes. Carla,
Yeah, I mean, that's the
Carla
new-
bought these for me in Key West 8 or 9 years ago, it seems like, and they all have that. But the Hey Dudes, rapidly age. They rapidly age, and they don't look that great, to be honest with you. But moccasins, Hey Dudes to me are just one step above moccasins.
Yes,
that's
yeah,
the
you're
way
right.
I would
You're right.
I would describe them. But your moccasins, if you had a lady friend by some miracle come over to your house, would you hide them?
Or a guy, whatever.
Yeah,
you
whatever
want.
you're into.
That's right.
No, they're not embarrassing in any way. They look good. It's just
They
lack
really look
confidence.
good. Do they really look good, Mac?
I mean, from the outside, they're not like disheveled in any way. they're essentially home slippers,
Yeah, they're
comfortable home
moccasins,
slippers.
they're moccasins.
I never wear them out. They're only worn.
Your size
in-house.
11 across the board. Maybe we can get you something. Maybe I can get you something.
Yeah,
All right.
Have you ever worn them out to like get the mail or take the trash
Yeah, yeah.
out or anything?
yes.
Okay.
Have you
that's
ever worn
all-
them to a store, like a drugstore?
No,
Have you ever worn them to work by accident?
no, I have not.
Okay, we're just checking.
You ever worn them to a free buffet?
No, I have not.
The moccasins. And is there a brand?
LL Bean.
Oh, okay.
Always buy American.
Now
Yeah.
you're talking. Fine Maine
Yeah.
company. Absolutely. A fine Maine company
Yeah,
that
I'll-
used
I'll
to be a
pull up
real
the moccasins
exclusive
I got.
thing. It used to, okay, yeah, I'd like to see a picture of them. But I know
Would
what
you
they
wear-
are. I know what they
Are
are.
Uggs too fashion forward for you, or too Australian for you?
I've not found any Uggs that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really looked. I mean, these are good. I've gotten the same pair for like 10 years.
Oh,
I was an LL Bean guy for a while until it
Yeah.
became
Well, they stopped
know.
making your size.
a cluster F.
What is now?
You might have a point there with that, but I mean, it
I
didn't
remember
matter.
we were in an LL Bean outlet. You and I. You're like,
Oh,
"Nah,
yeah. Yeah.
they don't make my size.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like harumphed out.
Yeah, because I was looking for pants, right?
Yes,
I was looking for those tropical wave pants that I like so bad.
You could wear them now. They absolutely have your size now.
I put on pants now, and got some lovelies today.
'Cause
I'm wearing long pants today, guys.
Attaboy.
Let's see him. Let's see him.
Oh, God.
There you go.
I'm
Look at that
attached to this
canoe.
thing. God damn it!
Look at that canoe.
Moccasins.
Moccasins are up and running. There you go. Oh,
Oh,
look at
yeah.
that. Look at that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you got
I
a
see a
great
waistline. Look at that. DurhamGlowSkin.com.
That's
Exactly.
a designer.
God bless you.
You know what would make a great Christmas
LL
card?
Bean.
A great
Look, he's got
Christmas
traction
card
on that guy.
would be that moccasin
Mm-hmm.
and Photoshop Santa in that moccasin like he's driving it, and then Mac in the
Yeah,
back.
like it's a
waving.
race car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
would
makes
love
sense.
that
In the
Christmas
back.
card.
Santa driving.
Santa
waving.
driving a moccasin.
So great. Somebody Photoshop that
Those
for
pants
us.
were presented to you by Tommy Bahama.
Oh,
Ah,
look at that.
Thomas.
Thank you.
What waistline are you at? 36?
I'm at 40.
Oh.
From
When was the last time you were at 40?
I can't tell you.
80s?
I can't tell you. I've got 42s that I ordered
Late 80s.
3 months ago, and unfortunately, I can't
Too
wear
big.
them.
Yeah.
So that's why
Have
I
you
feel
found,
important.
Mike, that about every 10 pounds is an inch off the waistline?
No,
Really?
no, I have
Okay.
not found that because I've lost 60, and yeah, well, maybe you're right. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
that
probably
it tends to work pretty well like that.
But it's frustrating because I was so excited about the going down in
42s?
size,
Yeah.
and I was waiting to put the pants on that were kind of like narrow, and then
Mm-hmm.
realizing that they're still kind of clown look. And they probably will be until I put a 3 in front of that, which is 20 more pounds. So I'm looking forward to it.
Where are you at, Rob?
Right now, I'm in a 40 as well.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. And
A
I
dead
was
heat.
up to, at my fattest,
Yes.
48. So even though I've put some weight back on, I'm not where I was.
Jacket size?
Jacket size is probably
Waist
like
size.
yeah, that's the waist size. Jacket
got it.
size probably like a 46 long. Yeah, right around there. I'd have to check. But definitely
Strong.
down. Yeah.
Well, I love that we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Why are you so mad, Mike?
I'm not mad. I'm pensive. I'm thinking.
That you're
About what?
Huh?
What your goal weight is?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the sizes. I'm thinking about whether or not I'm at a point now where making purchases for every 2 inches off
Yeah.
my frame
Yeah.
is problematic.
Well, it's pricey for anybody. It's too
Yeah,
many
Well,
wardrobes.
I mean, it's just like I've got another edit to do, and it's just
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just that's why I was thinking.
Well, you'll
I actually
soon
was
get in-
really-
you'll soon
I was
get
deep
into-
in thought.
You can choose tapered soon enough.
I don't know if I'll ever be that body type. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll be that bad. But when it comes to athletic pants, which is long pants that I wear in cold weather down here, there's a particular look that I want that I am capable of getting that I have to just sort of think about it. So I was really just drifting away.
Who's the look?
The
Who's-
look
like
would
what-
be what you would see any golfer out there, because even the
Pull up
old
Dustin
guys.
Johnson.
Well, those are waif-like
Mac.
gentlemen. Those are 32, 34-inch waist guys. Those
Who's a heftier
not
golfer?
many, not many on the PGA Tour. It doesn't. But I think more in terms of the old guys. Even the old guys.
Pull up
have-
Chichi Rodriguez.
Chichi Rodriguez was super thin.
Very
He's felt. Yeah, I remember him.
He was really,
Lee
really
Trevino
stout.
had a little thickness to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was. I think he was shorter in stature.
Yeah, Lee
So,
Trevino
you
was
know.
3'4" and 260 pounds.
So I'm thinking about that, and then I was deep in thought because I was just wondering. I was wondering how honest Rob was being. I'm sorry. There it is. We have to go to break.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
I was really wondering just how honest he was being.
Be honest.
Right
Just
now,
tell
I'm
us.
wearing
What is
jeans
it?
that are 40, 32.
Oh, jeans. Okay,
Yeah.
that's I was always down a size in jeans.
All right, then 42, I guess.
You
But-
guess?
Well, I mean, I'm wearing jeans. I don't wear a lot of formal trousers, Mike.
We'll be right back. 'Tis the season
I love that you're like, he's lying.
for hydration. So no matter where or how you're hydrating this season, Liquid IV is the hydration brand to fuel your well-being. We'll get back to this in a second. Their hydration multiplier can keep you going through the end of the year and beyond. Liquid IV, I'm drinking it right now. And here's the thing with my Liquid IV. I know that we say put a certain amount of water in it to mix
Right.
it. I put even a lot of water. I put a lot of water in my
I do
Liquid
too.
IV. And the thing about Liquid IV is it's the gift that keeps on giving, because you can put your Liquid IV in a cup like this. This is one of my Yetis that I use out on the golf course, and then it'll settle a little bit, and then I refill it, and it's still got that great Liquid IV flavor, and it's got 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness. Remember, Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone. I was talking to somebody about this just this past week, where I told them, in summer, where we were out there with heat indices of like 106, 105, I really don't know how I would have managed it without having this wonderful stuff. It's so good, so easy, and now available in sugar-free. Choose from 3 delicious flavors: white peach, green grape, and lemon lime. I love them all, and you will too. Make it a Liquid IV holiday. Put some in the water of your Christmas tree stand. No, don't do that. Your Fraser fur will thank you. Yeah, drink it all up. Grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Now, before you play the
we can hold off on the stager,
So,
yeah.
I was just thinking when you were talking about that.
Yeah.
I think Rob and I, and this is an unknown disclosure on the show,
Okay.
Rob and I may or may not be a tad competitive when it comes to discussions of weight.
This is the first time you both are skinny in the 14 years that I've skinnier. I
Yeah.
guess that's a word.
Right.
Solidly in the
it's
twos.
always-
Remember the
it
other
counts.
day when you were talking about something, the Santos discussion, and
Yes.
Rob brought up.
he one
some-
upped us with cancer and his dog. Yes, yes.
I felt
right away.
the same way when
Yeah,
I
I
was
was like,
talking
can I
about
just
my
tell
weight,
my
and he
story?
immediately said the same.
I
the
literally
same way.
You guys
I
asked me.
I started talking about the surgery that Santos had. He goes, well, my dog has cancer, and I'm
And
like,
that's
oh.
exactly how that went down.
No.
But
Guess
as far as
attention's
the
on
weight
you now.
size, you guys asked me. I wasn't going to volunteer it. It's just what it is. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I'm gonna
proud
say,
of it. As a matter of fact.
I always was I was always 2 inches less on jeans than I was on.
What was the size when we took you shopping? When I took you shopping?
It was 48.
48 jacket?
No,
48
jacket
waist.
was like a 54, I think.
Oh, 48 waist.
Yeah. I don't know what my jacket size is now because I haven't had an occasion to wear it.
Okay,
But
But they go
This
quick.
is what I
That
this
size
is
goes
this is
very
what I
quick.
remember.
Okay.
And I hope this is the case. And I'm not judging you because we're all we all have our demons. When you left here,
right.
and you seem happier, so I am happy that you're working from home. When you left here, there was you had rapid weight loss,
Right.
and then you had rapid weight regain, like anybody else, right?
Well, I don't know if it was rapid, but it was definitely steady and going. Like, I've even gained weight since we were in New Orleans. But
Okay.
I can tell you where I was when I had my liver failure. Because when I weighed in that
Here we
night,
go.
it was 315 pounds. And that's a lot. Not the heaviest I've been,
Yeah.
but close.
What's the heaviest you've ever been?
320-something? 325, I think.
It's identical, but you're taller by 5 inches than I am. So
I don't think 5 inches. I think
well,
a
you're
couple
6'2", right?
6'2", yeah.
You're 6'2". I'm 5.
That's 5
I'm
inches.
5'10".
Wow, okay, so 4 inches. Yeah, I didn't
I'm
realize it was
5'10"
that
and a
much.
half. I'm 5'10"
Okay,
and a
so,
half,
yeah,
that's irrelevant.
and then the last time I weighed in this week, I weighed 270. So that's 45 pounds down from where I was when I started. But I did get down to 227. So that's when I was super, super thin. And
That's amazing to me with your
Yeah.
with your height, and you looked it too.
Yeah,
You
looked
looked amazing. I was like, the picture on Facebook is you skinny.
Yeah, I'm
Or
not
on
going
your
to change
phone.
that until
Yeah.
I get skinny again. But I was at that weight. I
what was your
wearing
lowest?
227.
225. Let's just call it 225 right,
Okay.
for math.
Yeah, okay.
So then 35, 45, 55, 40, that's what, 30 pounds? 65, 70 pounds, 40 pounds, and then
45 pounds I've put on.
40, you put on 45 pounds.
Right.
All right.
And but that skinny, I would love to be that skinny again.
Yeah.
But I don't know if your body sort of reaches a stasis where it should be, because I think there were times when I looked at myself, and Mike, you even said sometimes you don't look well when you're that thin. There was pictures that we posted, I remember, at a baseball game, and you said, "Look at your arms. You look like you're ill."
There's a lot of skin.
There was a lot of skin. So hopefully, I can
Maybe
get back
this
there.
is a good weight for you, right?
Well, I mean, it's a better weight than I have been at a long time. I've been
Yeah.
over 3 for a long
As long as
time.
you're managing
Yeah,
it.
good
There's
weight
too
for
much
him.
going
He wants
on.
to go shopping for a casket. No, he's got to take another 30 off. Let's
don't-
start the.
I don't
round.
know
But
how
there's
this
no
works.
competition here.
All right, very
That's
good.
the thing
Let's
that
do
I
it.
love about it.
Hi, everybody.
They said you should consider 10 pallbearers, is what they said.
Oh, my God.
No, he knows. He knows what he has to do.
Kraken looks thin.
If you've seen Oprah Winfrey lately, it's hard not to notice that she also, on a related note, has significant weight loss. Well, guess what? It's thanks to the assistance of weight loss medication.
Hey, look at that.
I think it's the semaglutide because I'm hearing
Yeah.
Ozempic, but she didn't say which
Fantastic.
one. Oprah says it's been a public sport to make fun of her body for 25 years because she's made such a big deal about
Yeah,
it.
it's true. Remember the wagon?
Yeah,
She made a
when
fortune.
won 50 pounds of fat, right?
Yeah.
Out there on the stage, and then she
Yeah.
gained it all back. That caused her to blame herself. That's why I think that these things are going to be life. I think it's for life. I
Yeah.
really do. And by the way, yes, indeed, you do have to do a couple of things. I think the most important, absolutely most important, is logging what you eat. And that's for life, too. And I think if you're on these meds and you log what you eat, that's how you get back on track. Because I went off track and I got back on track quickly because that's what you do. So Oprah blames herself, even though she's has a predisposition to gain weight. When she discovered a medication, she said it felt like a redemption and a gift. All right. I think it was really good. I'm not going to use Oprah speak.
Well, it's a gift. It's modern medicine. My mom,
but she's a salesperson in a way.
But my mother's life expectancy probably, I've got another 5 to 10 years from her because of this medicine.
I was walking into the grocery store the other day, and I suddenly became aware of my gait, believe it or not, of the way I walk.
Sure.
It has changed the way I walk.
Yeah.
And I look around and I see people in their 30s that ambulate by, kind of, and I like hurling their body around. I was never in that stuff, but when I have hip problems, and it's healthier. Period. This is going to, I don't know what direction this is going to go in, but I am very, very psyched about this. Oprah said, I now use it as I feel I need it. I don't think there's who are you looking at over there? Who are you smiling at?
I just coughed. That's why I turned to the left.
Oh,
and there's the sweet boy.
Did he just wake up, Oscar?
My infirm
Did he
dog.
just wake up?
Yes.
How's he doing?
He's good.
All right.
But he's got a huge gash on his knee, and surgery-wise, the one you got.
You are a daddy to that doggy. You really, really are. She said she uses it. She feels I need it. That's fine, too, because I don't know what the rule book says. I know to lose, you got to do it a certain way, and I know I've been successful, but I don't think I'm the definitive way to do it. I don't know. I know that she says, I know that if I'm not also working out and vigilant about all of the things, it doesn't work for me. Not the case with me. My workout is walking 18 and being out on the golf course. I don't do a lot of exercise. I think I will at a certain point.
Your personal time with your wife.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, that calorie burner.
And speaking of which, Oprah also went on to say that Stedman does not give her the injection.
I eat my last meal at 4 o'clock. I drink a gallon of water a day, and I use the Weight Watchers principles of counting points. She's still hawking, is what she's doing.
I thought Weight Watchers purchased a semi-glutide startup, if I'm not mistaken.
That's probably
so they're getting
true.
involved.
Now she's only 7 pounds away from her goal weight of 160 pounds. I haven't seen her, so I don't know what she
looks amazing.
What she looks
I
like.
saw her
like
this morning because they revealed a portrait of her, a large painted portrait of her at the National Portrait Gallery. So she was in town to present it, and she looked good. She did.
All right. Good for her. I'm all for her. Tiffany Haddish was charged with DUI yesterday, 3 weeks after she fell asleep at the wheel while intoxicated in Los Angeles. She was hit with 1 count of driving under the influence of alcohol and 1 count of driving with a .08 blood alcohol content. Both are misdemeanors. This is Tiffany's second DUI arrest. She's also gotten popped in Georgia in January of 22. According to the not always reliable Radar Online, the judge in that case has ordered Tiffany to abstain from drugs and alcohol and undergo random drug tests, all because of this second arrest. But if she's not going to the Hooskow and nobody got hurt, thank God. That's what happened.
Just monitoring and maybe a full-time chauffeur.
Amen. You'll be the death of me is a popular mantra for parents, but a new study, this is a weird study here, found that having kids might actually make you live longer. It just depends on how many you crank out. Researchers at the University of Michigan looked at the health records of 276,000 people and found some parents are 5 to 10% more likely to live to 76 than people without kids. That's about 3 years longer than the global average. But there's a sweet spot. It's only true for people who have 2 children. If you have more kids than that, you're less likely to make it to 76 than someone who doesn't have kids. The same applies if you only have 1 child. They're not sure why 2 is the magic number, but the guy who led the study thinks it might strike a balance between, quote, having a good amount of social interactions and not having too much economic or physical burden. Interesting.
I think it's because when you get that third kid, you have to start thinking about alternate automobiles.
Really?
Yeah, because, once they get to be a little bit bigger, you can't put 3 in the back seat comfortably.
Financial burden.
Yeah, it's a financial burden. Yeah.
Either way, if you want kids and you're doing it for purely selfish reasons, you might want to cap it at 2. Or if you plan to stop at 1, you may want to rethink that. Another baby could save your life. And, of course, I wonder, is that all kids under the same roof at the same time?
That's
Yes.
true.
And if
That's
that
true.
affects it, I would be more concerned than I am.
Why
But you
isn't
also have
Jim-
to live for your children, right? You try to live longer for your psychologically.
Well, I
for
mean,
your children?
in my case, I believe having a third child, because I, had a broken home situation with my second marriage.
You didn't break it. Though.
I
Not
Shut
that we're
up.
pointing fingers.
Shut up, please.
We're not placing
Don't
blame.
get me. It's the holidays. Come on now. I
Sorry.
think that this has enhanced
Don't get me
and,
sad.
and lengthened my life.
It's the
So I'm already
holidays.
sad when I start this show. I just prepare myself to be sad at some point. That's it.
Don't remind me of my broken marriage.
I brought it up, so I'm guilty
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
But I think that it's an asset. I don't. When he said that thing about the cookies this morning, it was the first laugh of my day. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Carla's having a chill day. Didn't go to her networking this morning because she wanted to get a little extra rest. She's been working her ass off. And I pick him up, and he gives me literally my first out loud laugh of the day, hopping in the car. If that doesn't
So
enhance
funny.
your life, I don't know what does. So there. Here comes
Intelligence for your life.
intelligence for your life. So if you want to have a baby, have one, not two. And if you have three, for God's sakes, pull out, man.
Yeah, why isn't Jim Bob
Intelligence
Duggar
for your
dead
life.
yet?
What's that?
Why isn't Jim Bob Duggar dead yet?
I don't want to talk about Duggars. I'm doing my John Tesh, Intelligence
Yeah.
for Your Life, the guy that I'm so jealous of.
I
That to
understand.
me would be, if you wanted to do an absolute phone-it-in radio show,
Yes.
he probably has a mansion in the Hollywood Hills, and he drives down the highway to wherever the studio is. If he's not doing it from a
he
luxurious...
does it from his home studio.
Guarantee
He does
you
it
he
from
does
a
it from
luxurious
bed,
home
yeah.
studio that's probably steps away behind the pool in the backyard, made of wood paneling that is just some of the most beautiful thing you say. Then they send him these little cards that he's got a staff of researchers that do.
Yeah.
That essentially is looking out of the different sources that a survey says, and then it's like intelligent. It doesn't even talk up records or anything, but they play records on your
Yeah.
Christmas station.
Do you know who the only person in radio I was ever jealous of, and I know, and I don't get jealous very easily. I think you all know that
Yeah.
from our work together.
You do. It's a quality I admire.
Is Delilah?
Yeah.
I remember
Yep.
sitting in Baltimore. I was I was 25, and they were blowing out all of these, the Glenn Hollises of the world, unfortunately, because they were bringing on the syndicated Delilah lady.
Yeah.
And I was like so mad that they blew out Glenn Hollis, and they had this. Who was like, who's Delilah?
Yeah.
Like, I grew up with Glenn Hollis in the DC area, and this is love notes and dedications for
Yeah.
easy listening.
Sad.
Wash FM.
She reads dedications.
Yeah, and she was saying in a private interview that she does her show from her ranch in Montana, and she gets to look out over this picturesque plain with all her horses. And I said, who the F is this lady?
There is radio, and then there's radio.
Yeah.
And you know the guys that, believe it or not, the guys that I admire really are the right-wing talkers. Because at some point, with that anger, at some point, those guys have to be affected by it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine 20+ years of doing that, spewing that every
Getting mad
day,
at the world
getting that
every day.
anger,
Yeah.
and that
That sounds so painful.
We do negativity and then we have fun with it, but
Yeah.
Right,
jeez,
Yeah.
it would kill me. Sports talk's an easier format. When you're just doing analysis and you're talking about a game last night. But to get in there and do that, I would. But the people like Tesh and Delilah, the people that literally do this is the kind of radio I go, la, 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 la. Yeah,
You're reading other people's letters of heartache
Exactly.
and saying,
Yeah.
yes,
period. And
sending
then they're mixing
dedications.
it back at the studio.
Yes.
They're just doing that. And then they'll look at your horses in Montana and
Yes.
John Tesh. Jealous? You bet your ass I am. All right. Anyway, but this is the kicker here. All right.
Okay.
You know what? I think you'll like this. Throngs of people dressed as jolly old Saint Nick descended on New York City for the annual SantaCon charity pub crawl on Saturday.
yeah.
You used to do one in Arizona, didn't you?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Prolific. 5 years of the best years of my life.
The booze-filled stroll, which included no shortage of Grinches, elves, or other Christmas-themed costumes, kicked off at 10 a.m., which, at my age, I consider prime drinking time when I'm
This is how great my life was. I would fly out to the Scottsdale Santa Crawl with it was always like who could come up with the best suit for the next year, right? With all our guy friends and Michael Corleone.
Yep.
And it was, okay, we're probably going to make some bad decisions. This is the plan of action. This is where we rendezvous if all goes sideways. Like we had a plan, and life was easier and simpler.
Let me ask this question about that
Yeah.
pub crawl. I want to ask it in a delicate way.
Yes.
Was love ever found from any of you crazy
Of course.
creatures at that?
Yeah, because we were all basically single at that point.
It's wonderful.
And
Mrs. Clauses.
and it was, and you're
So,
in Arizona.
I'm jealous of that. You know,
You're in Arizona, and it is. I mean, it's Scottsdale.
and beautiful costumes on the ladies.
Oh my God, yes.
Were you more of a Mrs. Claus guy or a sexy elf guy?
Me?
Yeah, when you were in the
I
Santa
was.
Claus.
I think gravitate to the Grumpy Grinch.
I'd love to see a little Clarice with the
Yeah.
with the makeup, black nose. What am I doing? Anyway, come on.
And
grow
by
up.
the way, kids, he's talking about Clarice from Rudolph, not Clarice from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, hey,
what?
but Clarice from Jodie Foster.
likes a strong woman.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster at Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
Dr. Lecter, I'm not going to a Santa pub crawl.
Jodie Foster, when you look at those incredible close-ups of her, is a phenomenal-looking person.
Oh,
in my
she
humble
really
opinion.
is, yeah. Has been for a long time.
So anyway, the stroll starts at 10 a.m. in New York. Revelers were expected to make their way downtown, where the festivities end at 8 p.m. Yeah, sure they do. In local watering holes in the East Village. If any of you ever get a chance, you want to have yourself a Friday night, folks, try the East Village. All right? If you're looking for a youth infusion, old people, go to the East Village. Don't go to the boring Upper West Side. Go to the East Village, where the kids hang out. Have a great time. The organizers encourage participants to, if you're going to spew it. No, they didn't say that. They encourage patrons to donate $15 to enter participating venues, which they have said will go to charitable causes. I wonder if that was 15 each or if it was 15 for the all the pubs involved in that. I'm not sure with that.
The Santa Crawl, and this is, God, this must be 7 years ago now, because I'm married now. So 7 years. And in fairness, Shannon and I reconnected at a Santa Crawl, so that's that. So they did find love, Mike.
You found real love, right?
And my wife, it was $150 a ticket.
So maybe it is $15
for the charity Santa Crawl.
It's probably $15 per pub.
Yeah.
Then
I would
right?
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
And then
sense.
you could go to like all these bars.
All right. Well, we have a clip from someone
Happier days.
who at the end of the Santa Crawl, who was I think they did this interview by phone.
Oh, darling, how silly of me. Hello. Why, we'd love to have Santa Claus come and stay with us. I think it would be simply charming.
And then we have one guy that was trying to get his car started. You know.
It's a clinker!
There you go.
That blasted stupid furnace, that gummit.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break, and when we come back, more fun, more thrills. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with fun about either sperm, people at the post office, or the do's and don'ts for pet travel. I like that one. I like that because everybody's traveling now, and I like to be as timely as today's headlines, even though people listen to us 8-9 days later. We'll be right back. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Well, turn it up, Rob. Hey, forget generic gifts that just create clutter. Buy a gift that's truly unique, just like I did, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about a professionally recorded song crafted just for them. It's called Songfinch. It's the ultimate gift to show how much you care. An original studio quality song inspired by your story that's completely unique, personal, and lasts forever. I did this. I've played it for you on the show. It was a blast. Songfinch walks you through a simple process to create an original song. As a matter of fact, let me just go in here for a second, and I will get it for you. And I think it's got
Makes
it right
a
here.
great Christmas
It's really,
gift.
it's fun.
It's
It
amazing.
really is.
Yeah.
I did it for Carla. You answer a few questions online. They will pour their heart into writing, recording, and producing your original song in just 4 to 7 days. Check this one out.
Do you ever think back to the start of our story.
That's the one I wrote
So
for Carl.
many said we'd
Oh, I didn't
never
write it.
last. These
Still not a
past
question.
2 decades disagree.
For a limited time, Songfinch is letting our listeners upload their song on Spotify for free, so you can listen to your new favorite song anywhere you go. Go to songfinch.com/TMOS and start your song. After you purchase, you'll be prompted to add Spotify streaming for your original song for free. That, my friends, is a $50 value. This offer only available for our listeners at our special URL, songfinch.com/TMOS. That's songfinch.com/TMOS. And be sure to share your song with us. I'd love to hear
Beautiful.
some of the other
Yeah.
songs, okay?
Send us a song.
Let me play the last part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you deserve it more than anyone.
Love you, baby. Absolutely.
Thank you. Love you too.
That's a
talk to
song
Carl.
called "You."
Letter's looking at me.
Amazed by You. Sorry, that's what it's called. Welcome back to the show.
You wrote it.
Well, I didn't write it. I filled out a questionnaire, and a guy
Yeah,
wrote
but
it.
that's
and
your
it's his
feelings.
title.
Sentiments,
It's your
Mike.
feelings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't make me out to be like you. I'm not a monster. I'm a very sensitive,
come on.
caring guy. I'm a very sensitive guy. Shut up. All right. Do's and don'ts for pet. What, have you made a call yet? We talked yesterday on the telephone.
Yeah, so I called the
and
airline
then
to
I got
figure
another
out.
phone story. Rob and I both talked also yesterday. Before we get to you, let me
Yes.
just do this. Let me get it out of the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Rob, just a recap of our phone call yesterday. I later on texted you, and I apologized.
Yeah, and you didn't need to do that.
And I don't
because
want anybody to discuss what I might have or might not have been doing during that.
Yeah,
phone
I
call.
just knew that at the time I called you, you might have been otherwise occupied. And
Perhaps.
I wanted to tell you an update of what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
but I also thought, if he's busy, he won't answer. But I wanted to give him the opportunity to answer, so I called.
And let me tell you, and this has been for a long time, when I see an actual call coming in from you,
Yeah.
I freak.
Yeah.
I can think of nothing
Because
good.
it's always been bad news.
It's been a year of it.
Yeah.
It's been a year
For
of
the
bad
past
news.
2
There's
years.
never anything positive.
Yeah.
Everything else is text. If he calls, it's
Yeah.
doom and gloom. And in this particular case, once I I answered it because I was so put off because I thought something horrible had happened.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell? You can describe the way.
Well, it rang
I'm not
probably
proud of this.
it rang probably 4 times. And then I heard click. What? And I was put off because that's not hello. And also I thought, ooh, I probably caught him at a bad time. And so I
It had nothing to do with that, by the way. It had everything to do.
good.
It had everything to do with It's like when we say people get hurt and we have a problem with that.
And I said, I seem to have caught you at a bad time. I just wanted to tell you that we looked into this, we fixed this, and we should be good to go with this tomorrow and this and this. And he said, okay, thanks for the click.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to the shun of communication. He was ready for the call to be
'cause
over.
We're scarred. We love you, but I'm used to calls that like, hey, we miscalculated. Hey, we didn't do this, or hey, like that's. I feel the same way.
You
And
ought
I'm
to
like,
have the Debbie Downer
Yeah.
sound effect that goes, wah, wah.
yeah. Because that's usually what you call us for.
This is true. And you know
It's
what?
it's never like, hey,
And even if it is,
Liquid
hey,
IV's back for the year. No, the last 3 calls I got from you were bad news calls.
even if it is a call that goes,
He won't even
hey.
cop to that.
Well, I mean, so I'm not actually, I'm not contradicting that.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I did I not send you a text
You sent
that
me
night?
a lovely apology, and you made me laugh last night, and I think we're good. I should make the solution is to call more, I guess, but I know that nobody within the show likes talking on the phone to each other.
Oh, I don't mind talking on the phone. I'd rather get the communication through.
But it's I think it's sort of nestled deep that phone calls regarding the show never were good, going back many, many years.
Yeah, it's always, and the only person that stresses me out more is my accountant when he
Yeah.
calls.
So
I wrote, sorry for the curt conversation today. I appreciate you keeping me in the loop.
Yeah.
And then,
Communication is key. We
It
should,
is.
We
And
should
you
say
do-
that
you
here
don't
on the
overthink.
program.
Don't
We
overblow
need
it.
to communicate.
Yeah.
We need to over communicate.
Yeah. But anyway,
Rob, you and I over communicate.
But it was it was just funny because it was nothing bad at all, and he was prepped for the sky to fall.
But we rarely have conversations like that.
That's true.
We normally have positive conversations.
Yeah,
that's the way that goes. Speaking of travel, which we weren't, that's that's what we would call in the business a ham-handed segue.
I like
that's
it.
just forcing ourselves out of this conversation, which is stressing me out even more.
Our voice was traveling to each other.
God, we're running out of time. I have to. Oscar, have you made a decision on your dog?
If I'm going to Los
travel?
Angeles,
you're going to L.A. with the dog.
Yeah. Well, yes. It's so. This is. I called the vet this morning after we discussed last night.
Yeah.
Mike's right. Like, I don't want. My wife wants to go to Los Angeles, but I also want the recovery of our dog to be paramount.
Right.
And the vet gave us some guidelines of, okay, look, if he can walk around and toe tap his back leg, then you can take him. If not, then push back the trip to Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. And if that's something you want to do, we can reassess then. So
you're going to assess the dog today.
So yes, but he hasn't really been toe tapping. So I think we're stuck here for a little while.
Oh, so he can't put the weight on it yet?
No, I don't think he's there, and I think my wife's living in denial. But we'll be out there for. It was going to be 14 days, 11 days, or 8 days. Is good, right? You get to see your family on Christmas, so that'll work out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to count down the days too, because with Christmas coming up, they go so fast.
11 days left for Christmas shopping. 11 days left to fill the stocking.
11
days left for Christmas shopping. Only got 11 days.
Only got 11, Mike.
Hiya! Christmas is just around the corner. Only 11 more shopping days. You better hurry.
Boy, he's just burnt at that point. He's burnt already at this point.
Yeah, he's
Oscar,
crispy.
so you had done some checking as to pet travel, right? And this is
correct. So
whatever. A lot of people are going through this.
We can. I was offered the opportunity to upgrade to first class, by paying the triple amount per price because I was trying to move my flights around.
I love
this morning.
the fact that you say you were offered first class. If you triple the amount you pay.
Dog related, so you could bring the dog with you in the front of the plane.
Yes, and then I saw the price. First class, just for those of you that I've never flown.
And you're talking about a transcontinental flight
cross country
from D.C. to L.A.
If you thought first class was expensive when you planned a trip a year in advance, first class with 4-day lead time,
I can only imagine.
Was roughly $5,000 a ticket.
Oh,
and I said,
you know what? That in no way surprised me. And is that one way or round trip?
That's round trip. But I also felt like, for $5,000, I'll stay at home. So that's.
So
was
what
shocking.
is like even if you get a normal lead time?
Yes.
With
the first class is normal lead time $2,300.
Okay, so what is you booked your coach tickets?
Yes, we're coach
in advance. What was your coach ticket?
$1,000.
$1,000
a piece.
Wow,
it's a lot for coach.
Yeah. So that's the time of year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's how they get you.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of moolah.
I remember Shane's like, that wasn't too expensive, and I said, it's always $1,000. It's expensive. It's expensive.
My God,
a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you something. You and your wife fly round trip out there in first class. You can get a golf simulator, a real good one.
Yeah. Or we could put a down payment on a condo.
Absolutely.
That's
man. Oh man. And
Get
with
yourself
fuel going down, I'm just kind of surprised. But that's L.A.
Well,
that's
Mike,
the way they do it. They get it.
Don't you know that the airlines are sensitive to keeping prices low?
Yeah, sure
what
they are.
What happens is gas goes up, they raise the rates for flights, and then gas goes down, and somehow they stay the same.
So that's $5,000 for a ticket, and would that include the doggy?
Yes.
Okay. So
that includes the dog because there's two in this particular jet. There was two first. You sit next, not three, but two. I don't even know how first class works.
Two and two.
Once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two and two. So it's
two
not
and
a
two,
huge
and then
aircraft.
you have enough room for the dog on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to pay a surcharge for the dog.
You would have to pay a surcharge.
I'm sure you do. Yeah.
It's $500. So that's out. So we'll see if he starts doing the Fred Astaire, then we can go with no problem.
So what are you going to do if he does the Fred Astaire? Will you take him and put him in will you crate him and put him on the bottom of the plane?
No, we would. He fits underneath the front
of your
or a little duffel
seat.
bag. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then we tranquilize him, and then he goes like luggage. And then when we get to the LAX, we just take him outside, and then he wakes up.
Okay, all right. But you do take him in like a carrier, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
He usually walks on.
I didn't want him to go. I just want to treat him. That's what's happened, Daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's when
Can
the
we get
flight
one more look
attendant
back
says,
at the lovely Santos here?
Yes,
See
yes,
what's
I'm
going
gonna
there.
shimmy him over.
We'll have Oscar
He was
bring it.
taping a special.
Sweetheart.
That's a
There
good
you,
boy.
Oh, hi. That's a great picture.
Hi, Bobs. Hi, Bobs. Hi, Bobs.
That's
Hi,
a
Bobs.
great picture.
There we go. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where am I? Where am I?
Yeah,
he thinks he's on the plane now.
He's still kind of zonked, right? He's still kind of zonked out. And
do you want to see his scar on his knee?
let's take a peek.
Yeah.
Let's take a peek.
We might have to see a plastic
poor
surgeon.
little
This thing's a
guy.
little ugly.
Well, it's underneath,
kidding.
isn't it? Don't they?
Yeah, the fur will
hide
cover it up.
Let's lift it up. Lift it up. Lift it up.
There we go.
See that?
Oh,
Mackie and zoom in there.
oh, wow. Oh, there we go.
Down, 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 down. There you go.
Oh,
See that?
boy.
Right.
Poor
Yeah.
That should look familiar, Mike.
Yeah, I've seen that on my own body many,
Right.
many times. Yeah. Anterior, posterior, the
The
hips.
bub.
Yeah, I thought he thought it meant
Bob.
it looked familiar when you were spreading the dog's legs. I didn't know what he meant.
Looks familiar when I'm setting the mirror up at the end of my bed.
Can you milk me too?
No, I just do that with myself, you know? I do that with myself so I can go, hey, all right. All right. Isn't that something on that disgusting note? We will take a...
that looks familiar.
use Christmas gifts when we return.
No,
Yes,
when we
it's,
come back, Nicky Diamond.
Oh, Nicky
Nicky
Diamond.
Diamond.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I always forget. It's
That's
a
all right.
football weekend. It's Thursday. Nicky Diamond's here. I can't tell you.
Playoffs.
That's very neat. We'll talk to Nicky when we come back, everybody, on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, whoa. Everybody's out there shopping. After all, 'tis the season, but it's crazy out there. Don't you wish shopping could be easy? It can. Just hit up the Mike O'Mara Show online store. From legacy T-shirts and cozy hoodies to morning transforming coffee mugs. Did we get them again?
Yeah, no.
But if you
He,
keep
just didn't, he didn't update the cup.
I think you had new copy
keep ordering
yesterday.
them, I thought I changed that to stickers. My bad. But if we get 70 orders for coffee mugs, don't we get the coffee mugs?
Yeah, but it took us a month and a half to get 70.
All right.
What are you front selling?
Don't know.
You put the wrong copy in.
I did.
It's your one-stop shop to show your team. You're working at home now. Elevate.
There's no excuse.
There is no excuse. I did update the copy. It was a bad copy and paste. That's all. I'm sorry.
It's your one-stop shop to show your TMOS passion. And yes, we have the stickiest stickers in town. Don't miss out. You can easily get the best merch for you or a loved one. Share the TMOS gospel. We hand-select everything for top-tier quality and killer looks. Grab your TMOS gear and support the show you love.
Start going out today, by the way.
Oh, very exciting.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Every purchase keeps the. I hope something's coming down here to Southwest Florida because I was an early purchaser.
Yes, sir.
TMOSstore.com, the source for all things TMOS, official, authentic, and awesome. Thank you for your support, dear ones. It's all happening at TMOSstore.com. And now, football fans. All right, another winnable game for my New York Giants. And I'll have to double check with Nicky and find out if Nicky may have predicted my Giants would win. I don't know, but we'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Nevada, there he is, the man, the legend. I give you Nicky Diamond, everybody.
Nicky.
Good morning, gentlemen. And since you don't remember, Mike, then yes, I did predict the Giants to win.
You rock, Nicky. You rock. I love that.
I got the exact score right. Yes.
Nicky, I heard a rumor that with all the incredible activity going on up in New York with Tommy DeVito's family, I heard that you may or may not have some kind of connection to that agent they were showing with the black hat and
the fedora.
You got some. At one point in your life, you had some Jersey connections. Did you not?
Yes, I've gotten around. Yes, that I once made out with his cousin at a funeral. It's a very weird story.
All the
So yes, we're
You know
close.
what? Ladies and gentlemen, you'll find in my
funny.
line of work that occasionally you will get individuals that You can just about throw anything, too.
Yeah.
That's
So
well
true.
done. Good to see you, Nicky. We got Oscar back on deck. I know you missed him
Yes.
last week.
Ravens, baby.
Yes, what a game. Missed you. How's Santos? Recovering?
He's good. He's
nicely?
good. Yeah, he's back, baby. He's back.
That's good, because tough week here at, I'm house sitting here in Pahrump, and
Yes.
we lost the dog. We lost the dog this week, so.
Oh, no. Dog?
Nicky.
No, in a poker game. The dog's alive. I lost it.
Oh, got it. You lost a family
All right, that's
dog.
good.
Not your families, but families you're watching.
Bert Kleinschmidt. You ever play poker with a guy with a lazy eye? Tough to read. Very good poker face.
Bert Kleinschmidt. Yeah,
That's
very
okay.
good. All those Kleinschmidts are really good poker players.
They are. A face for radio and for poker.
Very exciting. All right, Nicky, big week. They're getting bigger in the NFL, baby.
They are, and nothing's bigger than tonight. It's the Raiders and the Chargers with two backup quarterbacks and interim coach and a lame duck coach. It's Amazon Prime. Hey, you know what? In honor of Santos recovering, this week we're dedicated to the underdogs, baby. We're betting all dogs for you, Oscar, and for Santos. He's back, baby. We're going to take the Chargers getting 3 points because the Raiders scored 0 points last week, which is the least amount of points you can score for all you math nerds out there. So how are we going to bet on the Raiders? We'll take the Chargers. Let's keep it going. How about this? How about the Giants, baby, getting 6 points at the Saints? New Orleans not that good. Giants, just they're going to get a top draft pick, they decided to go start winning games. All right. Yes, way to ruin everything. You could have, whatever. Anyway, take the Giants. Steelers last Thursday night, embarrassing performance. Hate Mike Tomlin as a favorite. Love him as an underdog. It's about the dogs getting 1.5 points at the Colts. Both teams 7-6. Must win for the playoffs. The Steelers, they're not good, but they find a way to win this thing.
Good for the Steelers.
Look, Bills, did they bounce back last week? I don't know. I think they kind of lucked into that victory. Cowboys coming into Buffalo, getting 1.5, 2 points depending on the line. I'm saying the Cowboys are for real. Let's go, Cowboys. Take the underdogs, light them up. And, hey, it's the final show of the year, I believe, for me.
Yes, it is, Nicky. It is. We're all going on our little holiday thing. Right.
I would like to quote, this is a quote about New Year's Eve. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. That was Taylor Swift. So, nope, that was Thomas Jefferson. I'm sorry. Classic mix-up. Thomas Jefferson, yes. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. So happy New Year, happy holidays, go Santos, go underdogs, Kleinschmidt, I'm getting the dog back, you son of a bitch, light him up!
There he goes. That is Nicky Diamond, ladies and gentlemen. He is the man. I love that man, and that's fantastic.
He made out with DeVito's cousin once.
You never know. You can say anything to that man. I will tell you this: that as far as the Giants are concerned, I have spoken to my brethren Giants fans, and there is a school saying, of course they're winning now, because winning now could hurt the team in the best possible way. And I don't buy into that. Look, every week you sit down in front of the tube. I'm watching with my 10-year-old. I like the W's, so keep them coming. That's the way I look at it, okay? And you know what?
You'll take it.
Yeah, and as far as Tommy DeVito, you grow. The more you play, you grow in this league, and I see no backward sliding. So we'll have to keep an eye on him and see how he's doing. He might be competitive for the starting job himself, and until old googly eyes comes back.
What do you think the story is on his agent, though? We haven't talked about that.
Well, I used to watch his agent a lot in Mad Magazine and Spy vs. Spy. He was the one with the black coat.
If I'm not mistaken, what I hear is the agent is a Godfather, or something like not the Godfather. I don't know.
Was he stroking
it
a
might
cat?
It might be a cousin. It's the DeVitos. They are all New Jersey all the time, and that's why they are beloved. We got to take a break. We'll come right back. Really abbreviated flip side here on the Mike O'Mara Show. That's right. Made out with Tommy DeVito's cousin.
At a funeral.
Man, I'll tell you, that man can improv.
I wonder
We will
what
take
his name was.
What's that?
What his name was.
Oh, what his name was. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. How about that?
Sometimes.
Lifestyle changes, Nicky. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. I want to tell you that do you want to lose 21% of your weight? I've lost over 65 pounds. I'm excited to share with you that DermGlowSkin.com is now your one-stop shop for finally getting control of your weight problem. All you have to do is click the weight loss button at DermGlowSkin.com, take the quiz, and see if you qualify. I'm very, very proud of my wife that she's involved with this, and I think it's going to work for you. If you're like me, you flailed around trying to find these great medications that are helping people lose weight. All you have to do, you take the quiz. If you qualify, a doctor will write a prescription, the pharmacy will fill it, and your weight loss medication will be shipped, beautifully shipped, by the way, directly to your house. These are the real weight loss products, semaglutide and terzipatide, and they work. I can tell you that. I know that for a fact. As Oscar likes to say, look at all this weight without a day in the gym. And if you qualify, get them right now at DermGlowSkin.com. If you're already on it, do what I did. You can show the doctor your prescription and easily make the switch. I already did that, and I'm still losing weight. Do it all online. I call it my willpower helper. DermGlowSkin.com. Click on the weight loss button to begin the best journey of your life. Be like our proud partner, Robert Young. Perhaps you remember him as the affable title character from Father Knows Best, or as the titular doctor in Marcus Welby, MD. But thanks to his bitterness towards Hollywood, coupled with alcoholism, no one can forget that he attempted suicide in 1991 by sitting in a closed car with a hose that was connected to his exhaust pipe. Uh-oh. But just like his career at the time, the attempt was a failure. Thank goodness. He went on to live 7 more wonderful years, thanks to DermGlow. It was truly a Christmas miracle. Ho, ho, ho. That's 1/3 of my DermGlow message right there. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the thing for Christ's
don't
sake.
slip it.
All right, there we go. You got time for one?
Yeah, 2 tapes.
All right.
The flip side. You see, Mike, an HVAC guy came to Robert Young's house and saw the hose in the garage, and he called the authorities.
Yes. Thank God.
I had to research it.
7
yesterday.
good years.
I love Santa Claus. I love Christmas, but I don't like Santas that look suspect. This is Saxophone Santa. And for many years, he's been at a local Christmas tree lot up in the northeast portion of the United States. And I don't know what makes Christmas better than a dirty outdoors Santa.
Those traditions includes a big guy with a big beard who's helping to make the holidays happy with a saxophone in hand.
In southeastern Connecticut, they know me as Saxophone Santa. And this is my 39th year playing throughout Connecticut and Rhode Island.
Though he's lived a long life, at the age of 30, Chris Kringle learned some jingles.
The most requested song is Jingle Bells.
And the self-taught Santa has been spending lots of time at the Yetter Tree Farm, and the kids can't get enough.
Seeing the magic of Christmas and the magic of Santa. Immediate smiles.
If I saw that Santa,
this guy's happier than we are. That's just the sad part.
It is. He is happier than we are, and he gets out of that outfit and he starts hitting the Birkenberry whiskey like you would. And I don't think that's even made anymore. It's what my parents used to drink up in Connecticut.
Kids.
Yeah.
The kids.
That's really good. Yeah. So this effort comes up to me. He says, hey, can you play Kenny G? I said, F you. I got your Kenny G right here. All right? Come on now.
How about something for the effort?
That's great.
You know.
She came by and gave me $5. She's a wicked good lady.
Okay, Mike. Let us close with this. Everyone has their favorite holiday recipes, but I know in my house it wouldn't be Christmas without Grandma Butterfield's Christmas pizza.
Christmas with Myrrh, Brian Butterfield. Every year, I follow a recipe which has been handed down from Butterfield to Butterfield for over 1 generation. Grandma Butterfield's Christmas pizza. The whole of Christmas in one convenient dish. Turkey-flavored chicken, Belgian sprouts, mince pies, mini mince pies, baby pork cylinders, chocolate currency, nutty nut-nuts, non-calendar dates, indigestion tablets, varicose vein cheese, orange fish flesh, clown nose fruit, Hibernian eggs, bread and ham deltoids, bonsai brandy bottle, and Christmas bon. Christmas.
Oh, it's Christmassy.
Nice.
That's it. We
That's
gotta get
all
out
I
of here.
got for you today.
I love that he knows his audience, doesn't he?
He does.
Finishes with
Oh,
the Christmas bull.
And Nutty Nut Nuts.
Hey, everybody, this is our last regular show of the year, and we love you, and we've got some great stuff coming up. So we will have new content. So make sure you get all of that. And Oscar, anything we need to add on that? I want to make sure I get it right.
See you on the bonus show.
See you on the bonus shows. We got a ton of them, and you are going to love them, ladies and gentlemen, throughout your holiday season. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Merry Christmas, you old building and loan.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful building and loan!
What would you like me to bring you for Christmas?
Nothing, thank you.
Oh, come now, you must want something.
Whatever I want, my mother will get for me. If it's sensible and doesn't cost too much, of course.
No, I want an official red undercover nice and 200 my leg rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.